Welcome, everybody, to this evening's seminar with distant healing tonight. So that should be a wonderful ending of a night of, I like to call it ancient wisdom, wisdom of experience as a healer, and some of the golden nuggets of truest truth, as the wonderful Don Tolman often says. Tonight we're going to focus on healing from most of it, but I also I was thinking when I sat here earlier on, why is it that we need to talk about healing predominantly? Why do we need to talk about it? Why do we need to explain anything? Why can't we just heal and have done with it? And there's a good point to that, but there's also this understanding of, if you don't understand something, it's hard to grasp. If you can't grasp it, then how can you? If you don't understand it, if it doesn't make any sense, then it becomes a little bit challenging to just trust in everything. Sometimes you need a little bit of common sense. And when you grasp that, it's almost like an awakening inside. So is it really truth, or is it energy that heals you as we speak, when we feel something so profound and something that makes sense? And then I think there's something in it. So I do believe wholeheartedly, when I was a practicing healer, I just kept my mouth shut and just did the work, and the work spoke for itself. But I do believe that there are times that we need to understand certain things and figure things out. And what I've learned over these 20 years by healing people is what I've seen. So as energy comes and goes, which it does, and how that energy comes and goes, and how it manifests, and how it disappears miraculously, to the surprise of mainstream medicine and doctors, and their normal reaction is some things can't be explained because they don't want to explain. That takes away their business instantly. So this video, I've been cautioned by close relatives and friends saying, don't mention cancer because they'll come for you. And it's a sad state of affair that we've actually become so blinded that without even knowing, we become protective towards the very mafia that causes the pain and suffering. It's a big business. It's not millions, it's trillions. Trillions globally a year, it's trillions that they make from people who suffer from cancer. So why, if something works so well, why would you be frightened of anybody else sharing their information? Well, you wouldn't. If something doesn't work so well, but you've cornered the market and you want to shut everybody up, then you're a mafia organization. And that's basically where we are right now. And there are so many people who will come on here later and say, this guy's crazy. And I say to them, why am I crazy? Spending 2 decades of my life working with people free of charge for 3 years. Anybody could walk through my door with cancer. Why? Because I wanted to help. My mum died of cancer. I know the feeling, the pain, the suffering of those that went through radio and chemotherapy. I saw what happened to them. So part of my journey, without even realizing, is my mum works with me in the spirit world. And I often work with people, or I did, with this thing called cancer. I don't like the word. I don't believe in the word. And it is not part of my body, and it never will be part of my body. So what we're going to talk about tonight is energy and the body temple. So first of all, I'd like to say the body temple, if you are right now suffering with any kind of dis-ease, the reason why, the main reason, and there are many reasons, but the main reason as a healer is that your body temple is not clean. And that's the truth. If you have a clean body temple, then negative, dark energy, heavy energy cannot be in that body. There are many different forms of health, and not just physical. There is emotional and there's spiritual. So tonight we're going to tackle that, and then we're going to do some self-healing. So what I share with you tonight is all my truth on this subject matter of dis-ease cancer, the biggest business in the world, the biggest racketeering business in the world. First of all, I'd like to give a shout out to Don Tolman, and thank you for sharing this little bit of information for women. And I'd like to share it with you tonight. Don Tolman is a living legend. There's not many left, but he's a living legend. What he's done in his past and how he's helped thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people heal from dis-ease is very difficult to comprehend, but it's true. So Don, I sent Don a message. I said, Don, I'm doing a live tonight for a few people who might want to come on and listen to the truth that I've learned as a healer. But I've also felt the urge to ask you, is there one or two points that you'd like to make with regards to cancer? So I'm going to read Don Tolman's message out, not word for word, but so hi, Mark. First of all, regarding cancer, bra straps. If you're going to wear a bra, then a sports bra is better. He suggests that you think about very carefully wearing underwire bras. And the reason why, for many years, the wire can be radioactive. Secondly, try to use organic laundry soap. The reason why big pharma chemicals go straight to the bed sheets and to the clothing. If you're going to walk outside without a bra. Golden Relief, funnily enough, we've just launched that. He's mentioned Golden Relief. Rub on the breasts. It helps heal cancers, lumps, and cysts. That's just a little short golden nugget of truth. Some of you will agree and some will be furious when I say that certain machines used by the mainstream medical industry to check and see if you have breast cancer sometimes can actually aggravate and cause more of an issue. Any kind of radioactive contamination is going to cause the body temple to go into what I call dirty energy. And there are a few different modalities. One being pranic healing mentions the word dirty energy. And what does that mean? It could mean the energy around your life force, but it also definitely means that you have dirty energy inside. That could be the computer. It could be your mobile phone. It could be the masts everywhere. It could be the downfall of particulates. It could be so many things. Walking through one of those giant machines where the thing spins round and they ask you to lift your arms up, which I always go up to somebody and say, I'm sorry, I can't walk through there. And we have a fight, an argument. This is obviously at an airport. And they tried to ask me my details of why I won't go in there. And I just say, I don't want to disclose that as personal information. We fight a little bit more. They mock and ridicule me, shout out loud to embarrass me in front of everybody, but it's okay. So then they put me to one side and then they search me and then I walk straight through. I won't be involved in any kind of poison to my body if I can help it. You might say, well, it's everywhere, and you might be right. So you might just say, well, you know what? Rather than be embarrassed, I'm just going to go through. And that's fine. And that's your decision. So 99% of humanity will at a point, if they ever found they got this disease called cancer, would go immediately towards the big pharma. Only 1% have the courage and the strength to say no and start to heal themselves in a natural way. Go whichever way you want to go, no problem. I have held hands with people in hospitals over these 20 years that have taken that route, and I've held the hands of people along their journey of healing on the natural route of natural Mother Nature's gift of healing. The choice is yours, but it's interesting to say that only 1%, when confronted by this, when a doctor tells you and casts his spell on you, and they like to cast their spell on you, that is another great way of securing the business deal that they've just done. And now you're going for your treatment, which makes them and the whole industry trillions of dollars. So let's talk about how it starts. How does sickness, illness, and negative energy start? One of the biggest eye-openers to me over the years was seeing patterns of people who got cancer. And they never said anything when they walked through the door. I just used to scan the body, and then I'd feel burning in my hands. That's normally an indication that great healing is taking place. What does that mean? Well, the universe gives you energy instantly to try and heal somebody. So that energy, when it passes through you, you become more sensitive to it. So it might be tingling, pins and needles. It could be extreme heat, could be even freezing cold, depending on what energy is needed for that client. So a lot of the times when you start giving healing to the people who said, oh yeah, you felt it, right? You were working in just the place. And I'd say, yeah, I could feel the heat, and we were working here, and it could be the stomach. And a lot of the times with the stomach, it would be coupled with the reason why it went into the stomach. So let me try and explain something to you, okay? If you've got a clean body, right, negative and heavy energy cannot stay in there. It can't stick. But if you have trauma, if you have a shock energy, if you have abuse, if you have fear, if you have frustration, those are all separate energies. They all come under their own category of vibration. They're all heavy, they're all dark, and they could be called dirty. Now, I just want to ask you a question. If you've got a house and you don't clean it for 6 or 7 years, and you walk into that house, what's the chances of you feeling healthy in that house? What's the chances of mold? What's the chances of, infestations because you haven't cleaned the house? Okay, it's the same thing. But this is directed energy. So let me give you an example. One of the massive things that I noticed amongst men is that they had a lot of issues down below. And when I used to talk to them, they used to have, all of them, the same kind of mindset. That is, they feared their future. They never felt that they were good enough. They were frustrated with their life because of many reasons. That is an energy that accumulates in the mind, which is created in the mind by everybody else, and you judging or measuring yourself from everybody else. So your father might not be the best father, and so on. So eventually those negative thoughts, once the filing cabinet up there, like the computer filing cabinet, is full, it starts to leak. And it drips down the eyes and the jaw, and sometimes you can get bad eyes and tight jaw because you're now polluting the body temple with this dark energy. and then it runs down the throat, and you might have trouble with your throat, and then it gets to your chest, and you struggle with your chest some months, okay? And sometimes it can sit there all the time, and depending on what the frustration is, what the issues are, it will sit in a certain place. So let's say that you feel that you're not good enough as a man. Normally that kind of goes down to your private parts. I'm a man, I should be, and it goes down there and causes cancer in either the testicles. So that it drips down there and sits there, okay? So that's not cancer. What it does, this negative energy, this dirty energy, finds a place to sit, just like any trauma. And where it sits, it foists away, and it starts making that room, that place, dirty energy. And where dirty energy starts to mass and continues to mass because you cannot resolve these issues and you continue thinking about them, which then causes the grey matter to run down all the time and to keep filling that place, that room up, wherever it is. So it's filling and filling and filling. At that point, your body, for some reason, starts to get all of the poisons from your body, and it wants to put it somewhere. Now, think about this in a logical way. I am no doctor, I'm no scientist, but I am thinking in a way that totally makes sense as we look at the body, and I did as a healer. If you have a house and you've found some real crap in that house somewhere or outside, you found some bad stuff, right? And you want to put it in the house somewhere. Where will you put that junk? Where will you put that bag of smelly, disgusting, poison rubbish? Where would you put it? Would you put it in your clean room? Or would you put it in the most kind of dirtiest place that you can think of, like the garage? Yeah, it's not too bad. The garage is full of rubbish anyway, so stick it in the garage. Okay, so think about this on a logical level. If your body is constantly working because your workforce, your soldiers inside you, that I call the little fish soldiers, that they're cleaning away at all the negative stuff. You've got a bunch of soldiers that are there purposely to say, what are you eating? What's that coming down? What packet of crisps? What? That's not food. What are these food colorings? And they quickly grab all of this in your stomach and pull it out. And then they get a bin bag and they throw it in the bin bag. And they keep throwing it. What you eat? That's not chocolate. That isn't cocoa. That's disgusting chemicals and colorings and processed sugars. We need to grab that because it's poison, and we put it in a sack. Over time, that sack's going to get full. And then the workforce are going to say, just like you, where are we going to shove this crap? They're going to say, we're going to shove it down in the testicles because it's a mess down there already, because it's dirty energy. So let's stick it down there. So now, coupled with the dirty energy that you've created from your fears, your worries, your issues, all of those traumas, they will find the most muckiest place and stick it there. That's why there's a combination. There's this overwhelming seeing this over and over again. Wow, I had a client like that last week, and they've got the same trauma and they've got the same issue. So, like I said, Don Tolman is telling you one aspect, which is the physical aspect. And then I tell you the spiritual aspect. So breasts are normally to do with what I found. If somebody's got breasts, it's normally to do with family, loved ones relationship that we are struggling with. And it could be you're worried about your children, you're worried about your family, your sister, your brother. These worries these frustrations, these fears, all different energies, but they kind of sit there. And then now coupled with eating non-foods, all this crap, okay? And there's another thing Don said, try not to eat too much meat, because meat is one of the really big ones for cancer. That's his belief, and he said it for years. You do what you want with that. But what I have found anyway, so if you understand, let me get back to this. If you understand that there are at least multiple reasons why cancers come to us, and my understanding is one way. There could be a lot more ways, okay? Now, let's go to the point of this bin. What are we going to do with this bin? How do we get rid of this bin? There are multiple ways of getting rid of this bin. So basically, it's a sack of poisons that science has created, and the government has passed as legal and healthy, and then the corporations sell it. So you're eating legalized poisons that your body is saying, what are you doing? So there's this sack now starts to get big. Oh, I've got a lump. Well, I wonder why I've got a lump. So then you run, you get it checked out, and then the casting of the spell in a white coat says, you've got cancer. And nobody ever wants to hear that, because now you are tested, because cancer equals death to most people. Okay? If you say cancer to somebody, the first thing they say is, how long have you got? That's a casting of a spell. And that is a program. That is a brainwash program. So I'm going to give you my interpretation, what happened to me. I had a lump here and I couldn't breathe properly, and I could feel this lump. And I sat down and I meditated and I thought, I've got cancer. I can feel it here. There's some cancer. And all my family said, oh, go to the doctors. I said, I don't need to go to the doctors to have it confirmed. The only thing I need to do now is heal this lump. So what is the lump? It's all the crap that I used to eat from years ago. Remember, I started this healing path at 38 years old. It took me another 7 years to clear sugar out of my system. And I'm talking refined sugar, which is poison. So I like 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45 years old before I even started really healing myself. I was a healer, for sure I was a healer, but I only understood as the years went by how important it was that we needed to clean things from our body, from watching clients going through pain and suffering, watching people pass, watching people survive from this. So it is true to say that if you clean the body temple out, what you find is that, first of all, nothing happens, right? Nothing. So everybody panics who decides to do it naturally and said, oh, but nothing happens. And I'm saying, what do you mean nothing happens? Well, it's not going down. Is it getting bigger? No. Well, then, isn't that a good thing? No, it should be good. No. First of all, we need to get our heads around this. You can't just get rid of something instantly. It takes time. And this sack needs to go. Where does it go? It's a great question. So my understanding on an energetic level is that when you start the healing process as a healer and you start burning away at that place, that point, something that cannot be explained, right, in full words. But imagine you've got a block in your engine in your car, okay? And that block is stopping everything from working. Soon as you find that point where it's blocked, all of a sudden the engine and all the oil starts to flow, and then the filters start to work. So I say to my clients, when they say, well, it's not going down, I'm like, hang on, we need to clear this first. Is it getting bigger? No, it's not getting bigger. Okay, so it was getting bigger over these months, and now it's not getting bigger. So that means that that's a positive. But people want instant fixes, so they panic. And a lot of my clients panicked that much because they wanted to see it gone, that they would then go to the mainstream, and then after they'd gone through whatever they went through, and I supported them, following week they've got another lump, they've got another issue, they've got this. Yeah, of course, because you've broken the bag, you've split the bag open, you've killed everything inside. Now it's spread and it's popping out everywhere. If this stays online, I'll be surprised, and if I get knocked off, I won't be surprised. But let's hope it stays. But think about this. So at the point where you make a decision to say, okay, I'm going to start eating healthy, I'm not going to eat meat, I'm not going to eat fish, because meat and fish is the biggest contributor to parasites. And I believe parasites are a massive contribution towards cancers and making things aggressive and your problems. So, okay, I'm going to start to clear my body temple out. I'm going to get rid of the parasites. I'm going to only eat things that parasites don't want to eat. So they don't really want to eat fruit and vegetables. They want to eat sugars. They want to eat poisons. They want to eat meat. They want to eat fish, and so on. So like, I'm going to cut that out. So I'm going to kill the parasites, which means that you're taking away all the blocks in them pipes. So now that crap that couldn't be flushed away and that had to be stored into a sack, they're now saying, hey, guys, all your workforce is saying, hey, guys, the body's working down below. We can now put a bit of that and send it through the pipes, and it'll go straight out of the full filterization system because the parasites aren't stopping it, or there isn't any blocks anymore, which means that you have to get in your head that your body has to work correctly before anything gets taken away from that sack. So you have to clear the body temple. You have to start fresh. And there are thousands of people who have been blocked, who have been gagged, that have said thousands upon thousands. Remember, there's only 1% who will do it natural. Most of the people will run to Big Pharma, okay? Only 1%. So you think about this, thousands and thousands of people. To my knowledge, I know absolutely tons of people who have healed themselves by going onto a raw diet. Don't call it vegan. Vegan has now been spat about and laughed about. They mock and ridicule. Forget that word. Not interested. I'm talking about healthy Mother Earth's healing. And that is fruit and vegetable, as long as it's not contaminated with poisons and it's not contaminated with all of the Frankenstein shite that they've now changed fruit. So you're looking for natural, organic fruit and vegetables that are grown locally. You're going for the herbs. The herbs kills the parasites. Eating fruit and vegetables, the parasites don't eat that. They don't want it, so they can't thrive. You start clearing your body temple and parasites can't live there. So, you know, if you've, it's true to say if you've got like, I don't know, I don't even want to go there. But again, if a room is really clean and gorgeous and beautiful, you find a lot of people don't want to go in that room, right? Because they're normally used to a place being a mess. So they won't even go in there. So imagine, I'm not saying you are, but just imagine a parasite sees that and sees that room and says, it's too clean. I can't live in there. Cleanliness in your body is poison to parasites. So cleanliness means all that Mother Earth gave you. Don't start pointing a finger at me and start saying, yeah, but sugars in fruit are this and that. No. Ask Don Tolman. They're completely different sugars, and your body breaks them down to make energy. Refined sugars and the crap that they put in food, your body cannot fix that, cannot work. It's like terrible. It's basically, refined sugar is like giving rats poison. Oh, but I feel all right. You might feel all right, but your body suffers. Your body suffers. That's my truth. So, yeah. There's a man who's been chased by mainstream pharmaceutical industry and mainstream government. Let's not kid about the bush. They're all connected because they make vast amounts of money. So these corpse, that's what they are. They're dead. They're not living. They're not normal. They're monsters. They chased a man called Dr. Brzezinski because he had found a way to cure a lot of cancers, brain cancers. And to this day, Dr. Brzezinski heals people, and he's been chased, and they've tried to spend billions, millions and millions, let's say, on shutting him down. And they can't. Too many people come and say, he cured me. So he's been taken to court so many times. The FDA, which are basically evil monsters, they're evil monsters that work on behalf of illness and sickness, and they work on that. That's all. They tried to shut him down and steal all his information, which they couldn't do because he was clever enough to stop them. Research about 7 years ago, the blushwood berry. So the blushwood berry in Australia is a fruit, and inside the fruit there's a seed, and they extract that and they put it into a syringe and then inject it into the cancer. It kills the cancer in 24 hours. Study it, research it, you'll see it. It was there was absolutely a test done on a few people as well as animals, and everybody who was in that. I can't really say it was on behalf of getting people to heal from cancer, and they want to share it with the world, because I don't know basically what happened, but soon as government found out that this is a cure for cancer, they shut it down instantly. So you can look into it. It's Australia. There is a clinic there that did all the trials, and they shut it down. Why? Because it cured cancer. So what I'm saying to you is that we cannot rely on a global satanic government, which they are, that thrives on pain and suffering and illness and death. We can't rely on them. So the only person you can rely on is yourself. Nobody else. The only person who can cure you is yourself. Nobody else is going to do that. No healer can do that. A healer will support you and give you the energy to heal yourself. Ultimately, only you can heal you. So that is something that you've got to get into your head. So, okay. I think that's the paperwork over and done with. So now you've got kind of like an understanding on health and well-being and what you need to do and how you need to start. And you've got an overall idea of how dis-ease comes into the body. One of the things that I notice is the ones that survived and healed quickly are the ones that went to the root cause of the issue. So I've got an issue with my dad. Okay, I need to heal that issue. I've genuinely got to heal that issue. That's why I've worked on myself to heal my issues of my past. I have no issues anymore. I love my dad, love my mum, love my brothers and sisters, even though we're all wacky, all of us, and we have up and down issues. I still love them all. And I think ultimately love is a frequency that is the answer to everything. Okay, so what happened to me? I got abused when I was a kid by many people, and my dad abused me physically with a whip, or he'd smack me. Like I said, I'm over that. It's fine. Why? Because I figured out that my dad wasn't whipping me; he was whipping himself. He was angry at his life, and I found out. My sister helped me with this. My sister said, when we sat there at his funeral, she said, my dad always wanted to be an electrician. I'm like, did he? And she said, at the funeral, she said, and he went for an interviewing and they wouldn't give him the job. So he was so stubborn and so angry and upset that he didn't go for another interview. He was so proud. So then he went for a job working with cloth and he hated it. So when he came home, he was angry because he never had the confidence and the courage to pursue his journey, his life. So he was angry with all of us. And of course, he took to the bottle and he beat us all. Now, I understand now. Now it makes sense. Thanks for that. You've just fixed me. What do you mean? You've just healed me. How could I heal you? I just told you what he did. Yeah, but now I know why he beat us. He didn't beat us because he didn't like me. He didn't beat me because I put my foot in his vegetable patch. He beat me because he hated his life. Therefore, now I see it. I can say, oh, it wasn't me. Because we always think it's us. It's me. What did I do? What did I do? Right? And you didn't do anything. When somebody abuses you, you didn't do anything. It's not, oh, why did I deserve it? You didn't deserve it. You didn't deserve it. Full stop. So it could be wrong place at the wrong time. It got like everybody, oh, but you get these, like, yes, ultimately it's all about growing stronger. It's all about what I've just said. Oh my God, I'm over it. I'm not like I hate my dad or what my dad did to me. I don't talk about that. I never talk about my dad like that. But I bet you half of you, if not more, talk about your mum or your dad or your brother or your sister like that. And I tell you that then makes your body and somewhere inside you, one of them doors that you open, filthy. So you need to clear it out. And once you clear it out fully, you'll find that cancer cannot stay in the body. Now, this is a massive thing that I learned, okay? We will be coming on to the healing in a minute. So these are factual things that please listen to because they make sense. It's only one line, but it's the most powerful line that I learned as a healer. Healing cannot take place in a body with fear. You can't heal anybody if they've got fear inside them. Now, the reason why is this, but on a side note, you can heal somebody and they'll feel better if they're in fear. They'll get up and they'll smile and they'll feel great and then they'll go away and guess what? The fear comes back. So you're always trying to heal something that can never be healed. Why? Because fear is what the brain creates. So your brain is creating fear. So ask yourself, where does your fear come from? Is it fear of not having enough? Is it fear of what somebody thinks about you? Is it fear of your future, of not being with somebody, even though you've been with them for years? Is it, yeah? So there may be some fear in you. Ask yourself what makes you sad, what makes you depressed even, which is a bullshit word. It's just a negative energy. So what is it? That is what you need to work on. Once you work on that and you heal that and you don't have fear, I don't have fear in my body. None at all. None. I don't have any fear in my body. So when I do, and if I do, I'll stop and say, okay, where's this come from? Why am I feeling like this? And I'll work it out and I'll work on it. So a massive part of your journey is to understand that you cannot heal yourself if you live in fear. And living in fear means that you are breathing it. It's inside you. It's in all your rooms inside your body. It's all filled with fear. You can't heal anybody that way. So you have to understand the brain and you have to learn to shut it off and tell it to shut up. Or be nice to it and say, I love you, but just be still now. However works for you. I need to hit it over the head and tell it to shut up, to wake it up, to stop. And by telling your brain to stop in many different ways, which is healing, you're healing, self-healing, working on meditation, working on an oil painting, a water painting, a jigsaw, creating things that in the day, I mean, if you're watching Netflix, sorry, but that ain't going to work. You're in fear because you're in program. But if you create something, if you spend your day watching happy movies, laughing movies, joyful movies, you're in an energy then, at least your brainwashing is going to be more of a positive. If you're in Mother Earth, Mother Nature, walking, doing all the things that Mother Earth gave us, the sun on your skin, the sea, being next to a waterfall, embracing the mountains, going for a long walk in the hills and the forests, that's all healing, because Mother Earth is giving you all the electric that you need to give your body the revitalization, and it will strengthen your immune system, thus clearing away negativity, because Mother Earth is the best healer. Sit by a tree, laugh as much as you want, but I can tell you, sitting by a tree, there is there will be one day scientific proof and evidence that by sitting by a tree for 20 minutes and getting up, one day they'll say that is the greatest healer in the world. And I used to sit by my tree every night after I healed for 12 solid years. I have a tree over there. Shamans have a tree. It just works. That's it. So doing these things help. I am not here tonight to tell you what to take, what to eat. I could talk about hydrogen peroxide. I could talk about so many things. But then you could say, well, it never worked. It's your fault, not my fault. Don't blame me. I'm just giving you ideas. In fact, what I should have said is a disclaimer at the start of this, that this is only for entertainment purposes only, just so I don't get thrown into prison or something happens to me. That's how bad it's got. And that is why we are run and controlled by pure evil now. Pure evil. So if you know that, then the only person who's going to help you is yourself. It's a good place to know. Oh my God, I can't trust anybody. Good place to start. So what are you going to do? Most people don't want to heal themselves. Most people don't. This is too hard for most people. So if you're still watching this and it's kind of like, okay, this is really good brain food. I love this. I'm going to utilize. Oh, good for you. Well done. You're one of very few, maybe 5% in the world. Most people would have run off by now because they want a magic pill. They want it to be fixed in 2 hours or 7 days. Sorry, doctor, what did you say? How many days? 2 weeks? Oh my God, you mean I have to swallow this for 2 weeks? So most people have been brainwashed. The body temple back in the ancients, wow, they used to fast. Every month they fasted. They used to they cleansed and purified their body because they realized the body temple is a very important thing. So that is my overall chat tonight about cancer, about what I've learned about cancer and the ways that I would heal myself and also work on myself, because this pain that I had here, I just changed my diet. I changed my thought process, asked myself why I'm hurting here. What is that frustration? What is that issue? And I realized what it was. It didn't take long. And I started working it by placing one hand here and holding one hand out and spending at least 3 times a day, once in the morning, once at night, and sometime in between, and work on that. And the best way for me to explain in an easy way is this. Mother Earth gives us all that we need when we hold our hand out. When we give through receiving, as you look at the Buddha, Jesus, all of them, they did this. There's a reason why they did this. I receive and give. So when you hold your hand out, you don't need intention with this. You just need to clear your mind, and the work starts instantly. So you place your hand there. This is one aspect of healing. That will heal that let's say that room. Okay, that room's dirty, so I'm healing that room, and maybe there's a sac there that needs to start healing. But we also need to then be guided to the place where it's all starting. So it might be fear in the mind, so you work on the head, or it might be something else, and you find your hand goes to certain places. So there might be multiple places that you need to heal. And as a healer, we know this. We scan the body. We might start here. We might end up there. And then we might end up back down somewhere else, because we're trying to heal the body system. Remember the pipes that all need to flow. So we're healing the pipes. We're clearing the pipes, and then the body heals and clears. So I had loads of testimonies that women, men used to say that they'd had these lumps and then the lumps had gone. Some even went and had tests done and then came back and said, oh, here's the test. Oh, I couldn't get the test because the doctor won't let me have it. But guess what? It's gone. Okay. And I went, well done you. Oh, no, well done you, Mark. No, I didn't do it. You did it. So I always put it back to them. You're the healer. You are the healer, not me. So we work together and you work on yourself, just giving you ways. And what I've given you tonight thus far, which is only, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes I've just given you. But there's little golden nuggets of truth in here that do work. And if you react really badly, okay, if you've reacted badly and you think nothing wrong with me, normally it's that what's causing the problem. And it's fascinating when you hit the nail on the head and something, and there's a negative reaction. There's something in parasites or negative energy that causes a reaction. And that's normally closer to the mark. And that's another subject, but it's fascinating. No, I'm not. Okay. Well, why did you react like that? No. Okay. Yeah. Don Tolman says one of the major issues with cancer is meat. No, it's not. Is that you speaking? Or is that the parasite speaking? Or is that your willpower? Now ask yourself, what is willpower? Could it be that you have some kind of, let's say, very low or very, it's hard. I don't want to go down this path too much, but there might be, without even knowing, you might have an attachment. Okay, that's another thing. And healing gets rid of that. Cleansing your body gets rid of that. Normally, when you're in a bad place, attachments come. So that could be, spirit trapped in between two worlds. It could be many, many things. But you could have an attachment that will fight. So why would you fight? Just because I've just said that, why would you get upset? That's not you. That's something else. So then you have to face that, hey, there might be somebody else in me or with me. Happens often. And it's true. It is true. We do have attachments. That isn't our conversation. That isn't, well, why am I getting angry? Because it's not you most of the time. It's something else. Anyway, that's another subject. Let's leave that for now. But I think a good thing to do now is just let's do some self-healing to begin with, okay? So if you've got your golden relief oil, okay, or any of the oils that you feel will work, just rub it on the place where you feel like you've got illness or sickness or may have. And then just think about where else you'd like to rub that oil, because they could be the root cause of the issue. So we're going to tackle the root cause and the outcome, and we're going to heal the outcome, and we're also going to heal the root cause. Clear the root cause, you clear the passages that then release that bag of crap slowly to come out of the body system without it affecting the blood or going anywhere else to causing any more of bags to be split, no bag split, just nice and clear it out, because they've made a bad bag, so it must have come in somewhere. So where it's come in, it must come out. So let's clear that passage for it to just slowly come out. On a final note, energy comes and goes. There's no such thing as I am cancer. You're not. Cancer is something that can just come and go. I've seen it over these 20 years. People have come to me, oh, I've got cancer. Then next minute they've said, I've got no cancer. Okay, so you've done that naturally. You've cleared it out of your system. Yeah, so you weren't cancer. It was just something that just came and went and passed by. Yes, and you were brilliant because you cleared your insides out. You mopped it. You spring cleaned everything by saying, okay, we're not putting that in there today. We're not eating that crap. We're not going to eat anything from a supermarket. We're going to go, we're going to heal that body. And then all of a sudden it becomes clean and bright inside. And then these pipes, then they're nice and clean. Everything's flowing. Your kidneys and liver are working. Everything's brilliant. Okay, let's get rid of this out slowly now until it's gone. That's what I've seen. Can't take that away from me. You can call me what you want, but you can't take that away from me, because I've seen this over 2 decades of my clients healing. So, a natural healing. So let's get some oil. Okay. Let me get my golden relief. Let me just get this bottle. And I'm going to ask myself, is there anywhere that I need to heal? Okay, and you need to ask yourself. So the two places you need to go. If you have any oil, breathe it through the nose, cup your hands, breathe it in through the nose and blow out through your mouth, because what you're doing now is clearing out the body temple. Any kind of toxins or negative energy, you're breathing in natural healing, so it cleans out, it sprays and cleans it out, and then all the poisons, the negative stuff comes out of your mouth. So breathe in, hold your breath, blow out through your mouth. Repeat that 5 times. Breathing in that beautiful healing throughout the body, blowing out all the toxins through the mouth. Good. Whichever hand you feel that you want to receive with, just relax somewhere, whether it's on your knee or on top of a surface. And the hand that you want to give healing with, just take that hand and let's work upon the issue that we have. So place your hand where it is and let the work be done. The word that I normally use throughout the 2 years that I started this work, that I continued using till this day, was thank you. Thank you is a way that says it's already healed, it's gone, we're just going through the process. So in your mind, say thank you. Always use the breath when you heal. In through the nose, hold for a few seconds if you want, and blow out through the mouth. You will often forget to breathe, but you will find that your chest becomes enlarged with negative energy that needs to come out of the mouth, and you will automatically breathe out at some point. But if you can, try to breathe at least a few times as you're doing this. Nice deep breath through the nose. Exhale. Enjoy the moment of healing. If at any point you feel any pain in the rest of the body, take note, because that is normally the next place you will place your hand after working wherever you are. Breathe. Some of you are doing a really good job. You're doing amazing work. I can feel it through the screen. Keep going. Now, as the healing is taking place and you've created this energy, it will now stay there like a seed of light for the next 7 days and grow as you grow with your thoughts of positivity, clearing all of the trauma, which you can so easily do if you put your love into it, forgiveness into it, let it go into it. So now move your hand to where you feel you want to put it next. So I'm moving down to the base of my spine because I can feel pain there. So I've moved from one place to another. If you feel the urge to do that, do it. Wherever you feel your hand wants to go, follow it. Pain, tingling, thoughts, anything that says, I think I need to be here, follow that. Breathe. Release. Clear the toxins as you see them coming out of your mouth. Breathe in healing energy. Breathe out the toxins. Breathe in the love. Hold. Breathe out the trauma. Breathe in the light. Breathe out the dark, negative, dirty energy. Okay, very good. Keeping your eyes closed Wherever you are, in a comfortable position, place both hands either on your knees or where they're sat, where there is no pressure and you don't feel uncomfortable. You need to be as comfortable as you can now, keeping your eyes closed. Now is the moment that I will try and bridge your energy where you are with the energy of the spirit world. Whether you believe this or not does not matter. Just open yourself up to the possibility that your family is here. So what I will do is be the bridge. I will blast the energy through the screen straight into your room to change the frequency and the energy so it's high, so that the spirit world can come into the room. So your energy needs to lift up to the spirit world, and the spirit world's energy needs to come down a little bit so you can meet halfway. This is where I come into the picture. There is no space and time. There is no computer. There is only myself that will move through the screen straight to you and start the healing within you. And that will create the light that will grow in the room for your family and spirit to continue this healing. Be comfortable. Whatever comes into your mind, let it be. Whatever stays in your mind, let it be. Whatever leaves your mind, let it be. For there is nothing that you can do that will stop this healing right now. So I shall begin. Continue with your eyes closed. Feel the love of your family in spirit as we give thanks for them being with us tonight, giving us the light, the healing. We say thank you to our family, our loved ones. As I speak gently to your heart, your consciousness, I want to say thank you for being brave, for being strong, and for being true. Always know that you are loved and protected. Our spirit world, your family, are always watching over you. Simply a thought and a simple word, and they will be there. They are always there, guiding gently, nudging gently, helping us. Listen, listen to them. They speak through your thoughts. They whisper, eat healthy, drink healthy, clear your body temple, clear your thoughts, clear your negative thoughts. Clear the trauma, clear everything, as well as the throat, the eyes. We have to clear everything, even myself, realizing, speak the truth, do not be frightened. The fear of the word cancer, the fear of the repercussions. Mark, speak your truth. Whatever you've gone through in your life has made you who you are. The residue of the suffering and the trauma and all of those blocks that are within us are part of our everyday journey, which has been held back from us, from schools, from education, from knowledge and ancient wisdom that has been suppressed. Tonight, you have received just a small golden nugget of the truest truth. Hold on to it, work with it, trust it, use it often, heal yourself, look at yourself. Do not be frightened of yourself. Whenever there's a negative thought, this is what needs to be cleansed and cleared away. Normally with love, normally with forgiveness. The weight of fear, anger, sadness, guilt, they are always too heavy a burden to carry. Release them now from your shoulders and feel the lightness. And do me a favor today. Sometime in these coming few days, walk out of your door. Doesn't matter where you are or who's around. Simply skip like you would do when you were a child. Release yourself from the fear of others, of what they think, and feel the love and that child inside you once again. Do this for me. Do this for your family in spirit. For we are all children inside. Your family in spirit want to say thank you. They love you. They're proud of you. And they will be here and they will heal you as far as our path allows. 3 breaths through the nose and out through the mouth to end this healing session tonight. Breathe in the new, breathe in the child, breathe in the happiness, breathe out the suffering, the trauma, the pain, the guilt, the sadness. Repeat. Your mantra is I am well, I am healthy, I am happy. Thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy life. I do wholeheartedly feel honored to be here tonight with you all and joining with this healing that I received as much as you. So thank you so much. It's only fitting to say that the new oil that we're now selling is the Don Tolman's oil. We could do 2 things tonight because I'm sure most of you already have the oil. But the oil is an ancient blend of healers used by the Egyptians, the high priestess, the queens, the kings, and all of the healers of this world. It is an ancient mixture, and I believe it's amazing for healing of disease like cancer, as we spoke tonight. I have friends who have already confirmed this in the past few weeks, but in the past few years, people have told me how amazing this oil has helped them along this journey, this new challenge that we go through called disease that will come and go. I am not disease, it is simply passing through me. This is another good mantra to use. So, if you choose and you feel like you would like to buy one and you can afford, that would go towards not only Don Tolman, because we are helping him every time we sell a bottle, but it's also helping others like now. So I choose 20 souls tonight. So the first 20 souls who go to info@markbajerski.com, and those who genuinely do not have any money, then simply say, please select me for a free bottle of golden relief. And that will come from my heart and Don Tolman's heart as a gift. So the first 20 will receive a free bottle. And please only go there if you genuinely don't have the money. So that completes the end of tonight. I wish you all a lovely day, a lovely evening, and I hope I haven't upset anybody in any way. And I have not made this to condemn anybody who decides to take the medical route, for I will hold your hand as I have done for 20 years with everybody in hospitals through that journey too. You do what feels right. You do what you feel. Ultimately, it's free will. And I wish you a lovely journey. Thank you for being here tonight, and I wish you well. And I hope that the healing has touched your heart and strengthened the seed of light that will grow in these next 7 days. If anything stops that seed of light from growing and you feel bad, stop at that given moment when you feel bad. Sit down and ask yourself, what was that energy, that feeling, that issue that made you feel this way? And that is one of the tubes that needs cleaning out. That is the energy that needs to be healed. That is the life path that needs to be resolved. That is the challenge or the experience that needs to be conquered. And each time you do this, you will strengthen your life and have a much easier life. Your thoughts become lighter. The joy becomes natural. And eventually you will wake up not only feeling healthy, but being happy for no reason. This, I believe, is the true path of our journey, ultimately, to heal from the greatest pains that we go through. The experience is all that is, but also, so is the conquering of those experiences and challenges. Love you all. Good night, everybody. Sleep well.